He's everywhere. Don't talk to Sam Madison.
Oh,
we get you off the radio, all of a sudden we get a helmet off your head, and now you can't get a microphone.
We're talking to former NFL player Sam Madison's now with Finn's Insider. And Sam, you're like a wanted enemy out here on Radio Row. Jason Taylor, Mark Eisenberg, all those guys that don't like you.
Hey, man, I have no idea why they do me like that. But, played many years. Jason Taylor had opportunity to cover him for his last football game. The defensive line and the whole football team carried him off the football field. We came in together, 97. So it's just been a great road for not only myself, but for him, and just being able to watch him, man of the year, whatever those different things is. But he just didn't have opportunity to win the big one. And, it's only a couple people in that Miami Dolphin history that I wish was able to get one. He's one of them, and the other one is Dan Marino.
So you're still playing on the weekends? That's what you guys were talking about?
Well, no, all of our kids are the same age, and we're still living our lives through our kids through flag football. So he has kids as well. He's out there coaching his kids as well as I am. And there's a couple of you can go and look at Chad Pennington. He's out there on the football field with his kids as well. So we have opportunity to get back out there and be able to give the things that we've learned to these youth kids. So hopefully we'll be watching them one day.
So your kid's the best, bottom line.
Your
kid's got nothing on Jason Taylor, right? He smokes him every day, 40-yard dash,
definitely,
everything.
all that good stuff. But it's just fun to be able to watch them just grow up and know that one day they may be playing together, because all of them the same age. But a lot of different aspects that we can give them. You had Chad Pennington, like I said, a quarterback. If you want to play quarterback, you have somebody that you can go and reach out to. If he eventually grows bigger, like Jason's 6'6", a nice slim guy, you can go and get that knowledge at defensive line. But out of all that, the heck with the quarterback, the heck with the defensive end, you need to learn how to play DB, and that's where all the footwork and the quickness. So come and see Sam Madison.
Sam Madison University soon.
Most definitely,
soon.
Already.
Now I'm looking at your fingers, and I only see one ring, but I don't see the Super Bowl ring. You're not supporting it here. Your Giants are in the Super Bowl. Where is the ring?
Man, I have the ring. It's just, man, when I wear it, it steals a little ring on there, right? It's just so heavy, man. It's hard to just carry around all the time. But it is an eye catcher, and when I was coming over here with you, there was a lot of people just speculating, who is that guy that's walking with him? I know he's important, but I don't really know who he is. If you had that ring on, it's going to draw that much more attention. But I really love wearing it. It was something that we worked extremely hard to get. You look at the way that 07 season went, with Michael Strahan retiring after the 06 season, and Antonio Pierce going out trying to get him to come back, and he was staying like, no. But the one thing about Mike, he always stayed in tip-top shape. So, I think he just wanted to skip training camp and then, wait till the first game of the season, first week of the season, and he came in, and we just put him right back in to his left defensive end stance. But, it was a little bit transition for him, because he wasn't really used to doing the things that Steve Spagnuolo and the Philadelphia Eagles were doing. So we had to catch on a couple of weeks. So, we started out 0-2, almost 0-3, but in that Washington game, we had to have a goal line stance, and we came victorious. So, with that ring on it, one thing that really says that I believe that for you to have an opportunity to get to the big dance and win the big dance, you have to win games on the road, and we won 11 straight on the road.
Zach Gelb here on DARPA TV, live at Radio Row. Giants-Patriots is the matchup, Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. And Sam, David Tyree catch, you're watching it on the field. What's going through your mind?
Well, first of all, I had opportunity to practice against David for 2 years, leading up to that game. And, when we were in Arizona, we were practicing, and the practice, every day that week out there, man, David Tyree couldn't catch a cold butt naked with a fan on him. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you dropping all these balls? But throughout the course of training camp and having those different things, it wasn't shocking to me when he caught that ball and put it in his hands that he wouldn't let it go, because we went goal line stance time after time after time, and he would catch the ball, and you can literally hold it in your hand and try to beat the ball out of his hand, and it would not move at all. So as soon as he put his hands on that ball and on his helmet, I knew that he was going to come down with it, because I've seen him do it time and time and time again.
Stop lying to us. We all know that you're a prankster. You put bubblegum on his helmet.
No bubblegum, man. That was all David Tyree. And just even for David Tyree, Tyree, through the course of that season, man, he had some trials and tribulations. I think his mom passed early on in that season. So, we had to really hold him up and carry him, on his shoulders, because it was a tough time for him. So, somebody definitely was watching over him, and it definitely had to be his mom. And then he even caught a touchdown pass, in that game. And like I said, all week long, David Tyree could not catch a ball in practice when we was out at the Arizona Cardinals practice facility.
Well, you also look at this. The Patriots, Myra Kraft, they lost their owner's wife in the offseason. You're talking about David Tyree's mom. How much of an emotional game is football really to you players?
It's really an emotional game. I mean, because first of all, it's not just one person, and you hear it time and time again. The one thing that guys really, really miss is being in the locker room. That camaraderie, that bond that you have, because, you go through training camps, you go through wins, you go through losses. There's a lot of different things that you have to go through and account for, during the course of a season, even leading up to a season. But there's a bond with these guys that everybody feels. So, to see the things that Mr. Kraft went through this offseason, trying to as well, trying to get the CBA solidified and football back, in the lives of the National Football League, and to all the fans. You have to tip your hat off to him, because he had to stand strong, and for him to go through that, it was really emotional. And I believe, everybody around the league understood exactly what he was going through. So, for him to be there every single meeting, trying to get this thing solidified, and Mrs. Kraft, she would want him to do those things, in honor of her. And now for him to be in the Super Bowl, man, you have to tip the hat off and feel very good for the New England Patriots and Mr. Kraft.
In my opinion, Eli Manning really grew up in that Super Bowl, down to the New England Patriots at 2:30 to go. Randy Moss just caught a touchdown pass, and then bam, Eli comes right back, answers with some luck with the whole David Tyree play, but then he throws a nice pass to Plaxico Burress where he just burned Dallas Hobbs. Where there's no other way to put it around it. Hobbs went for the in fake, and then Plaxico Burress went right out. What's the differences, though, between Eli Manning from 4 years ago to now? Because now he's an elite quarterback. There's no doubt about it.
Well, first of all, then you have to look at the play with David Boss as well. Kevin Boss, I'm sorry. Kevin Boss caught a big pass across the middle and moved us down the football field as well. So, but just the way that he's able to protect the football now, over the course of the last couple of years, he was throwing interception after interception, but, he never wavered, not one bit. He still got up under that center, and he came out slinging the ball, trying to get the ball to his wide receivers. But, just look at the different wide receiver sets that he's had. I mean, it's just been a different guy all the time, and now he has somebody that can be there for him, and Hakeem Nicks, and come in. Victor Cruz was cut, and then they brought him back. You need to have time and consistency with the wide receiver core in order for you to be able to be productive out on the football field. But Eli had receivers come in, receivers leave, guys being injured, and guys that we didn't even know about, and he's able to still get this football team to the Super Bowl. But the one thing that I asked Justin Tuck, can you in one word say something about Eli Manning? He said, clutch.
No doubt about it, and he's shown it so many times this year with all those fourth quarter comebacks. He leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks this year from the quarterback position. And Tom Coughlin, let's get to the former coach of yours.
First of all, I love that guy. I love that guy.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you love Tom Coughlin?
Yeah, man. I mean, you have to know my background and where I came from and how I made it to the National Football League. I played under Howard Snellenberger for 3 years, so the discipline had to be there. Hard work had to be there, and you had to know that you were going to have to be one of the best conditioned athletes on the football field. When he came to my house in 1992 and talked to my parents, that was one of the things that he said. Your son will be the best conditioned athlete on the football field, and it was true, and it gave us opportunity to compete against the Texas A&M, the Arizona States, Texas. We played pretty much anybody that would put us on the schedule, and then fast forward a few years and going to the Miami Dolphins in 1997, selected by Jimmy Johnson. Hey, you already know the things that he does, coming from the University of Miami and making the big trades when he moved to Dallas and to get all those different players. And then, for me to go from the Miami Dolphins and then going to the New York Giants where, people were complaining about the things that he was believing in. At the end of the day, if you don't have hard work, which Belichick preaches, if you don't have discipline, which Belichick preaches, if you don't work extremely hard like Belichick preaches, these are the same characteristics that you look at Tom Coughlin has been carrying on for the course of his whole career. He was on that staff with Belichick and Parcells, and these are the same things that he's doing now. So I don't know why people really, every year, every game saying that he's going to be fired, because at the end of the day, if you don't bring somebody in there to do those different things, you're not going to win football games. So I went in the locker room and doing media day, and as soon as I walk in, it was a big smile. This dude hugged me. He dang near picked me up off the ground. I was like, Coach, man, what are you? You found the fountain?
Where was this when you were playing?
No, yeah, where was this when it was there? But he had to bottle it up inside because he had to be the boss. And now I'm not playing for him. He can do that with me, but those other guys, he still need to be strict and disciplined and prepared and get those guys prepared. But I asked him, I was like, man, did you find the fountain of youth or something? I mean, it's unbelievable. But it's really good to see him continue to go out there and work extremely hard and get these guys prepared, because it's not easy at all to get 50 whatever the number is guys on the same page and being ready to play one of the biggest games in the world. I mean, when you're talking about the Super Bowl.
We're talking to Sam Madison. And Sam, two more questions right before we let you run. When you play the Patriots and you go up against Wes Welker and Aaron Hernandez, a lot of people think Aaron Hernandez is a tight end. He's really not, because he plays a lot in the slot. How tough is it from a quarterback standpoint when you're there, you go up against Wes Welker, who's 5'6", 5'7", and the next second you're going up against a big guy in Aaron Hernandez? Well,
the one thing that really hurts, football teams, that if you don't have the personnel, because when you talk about Hernandez, like you said, and Wes Welker, when the people upstairs, the coordinators, they're looking downstairs, they're trying to get in the personnel so they can look on the other side of the field and get their personnel in. Guess what? They're sending in regular standard personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back, and then all of a sudden they break the huddle, and then you have the 2 tight ends out wide, and you have the wide receivers on the inside, and then the next play they just go huddle with no hurry, and you're still in a mismatch because you have linebackers moving and having to play the wide receivers on the inside, and then you have a 6'7" guy outside on the Aaron Ross or Corey Webster who's 6 foot and under, and it's just a mismatch. But you have to be able to have the personnel, those safeties, which are darn near hybrid type of guys, corners, to be able to go into the slot and be able to play those bigger guys and put pressure on them. So the thing that you really have to do, you just have to have a number of guys on the same page, understand what's about to happen, because even though you have standard personnel in there, like I said, with those 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers, 1 back, guess what? They'll spread everybody out, motion Hernandez back in the backfield, and run the football.
You worked for the Fins Insider, the Miami Dolphins, Stephen A. Ross, Jeff Ireland. Now they have Joe Philbin as their head coach. You like the direction they're moving in?
I love the direction that they're moving in. You look at it and listen to the things that Joe Philbin really believes in, and bringing in also Mike Sherman, who was the head coach at Green Bay Packers as well.
Good coach, too.
Yeah, very good coach. So now you have 2 head coaches on the staff that really can help Joe Philbin, solidify himself as being the 10th head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And like you said, I work with the Finsiders.com. We're able to cover these guys for the last couple of years, and it's just been fun to watch this process. But really going out and getting that coach, we were on the brinks of trying to get Jeff Fisher to come down there. He eventually went to St. Louis and interviewed a lot of other guys. But I think this hire is really, really good. And we talk to a lot of other people around the National Football League, and analysts alike, they say they like it because he's going to bring that discipline that the Miami Dolphins need. He's going to bring that teaching ability, then the coach, because at the end of the day in the National Football League, you need teachers now because of all the different personnel that people can put on the football field. But when you look at his body of work, he was the assistant head coach up in Green Bay. He was a person that prepared the offense.
One of the best offenses.
Yeah, best offenses, but he was able to prepare the defense to practice against that best offense, and that's what you need. You need everybody, offense, defense, special teams, scout team, practice squad guys. He is a teacher first, then a coach. And I think that's what sets a lot of the coaches apart. Belichick. You look at you talk about Philbin. You look at Coughlin. You look at the winning coaches around the National Football League, college, Park Warner. If you are a teacher first, being able to teach the guys what they need to do and how to get it done, you'll be successful.
You still close with this Giants organization? You're going to the Giants official team party tonight?
No, I'm headed out. I want to sit.
Sure
I
you
want
don't
to go
be
home.
my +1?
No, man. I'm good, man. I'm gonna head back. I want to sit home and watch it comfortably. Have an opportunity in 07 to get on the field and play, and come up here and understand about Radio Row and being on the opposite side of it now, seeing the media day. I've had enough. It's time for me to get back home.
Thanks so much, Sam, my man.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
so
me
much.
on.